military dominance in space means military dominance on Earth. And what we have, because of vague corporate policing legislation, Rocket Lab has enabled a US military presence on Aotearoa soil. Aotearoa New Zealand's space industry has grown really rapidly. In recent times, operators launching rockets from Aotearoa soil have sent numerous payloads into space for actors with apparent connections to military activities, such as the US Army Space and Missile Defense Command. Unfortunately, our outer space legislation has so many gaps and gray areas. Foreign military powers are literally launching rockets through it, which is deeply unacceptable. In 2021, in this very spot, we announced that we have put a bill into the parliamentary ballot to amend the Outer Space and High Altitude Activities Act and prohibit the launching of military hardware into space from Aotearoa, as Ileana conveyed in the introduction. That bill, as Ileana explained, sits in the ballot, and every time that a member bill either gets rejected or goes through, there's a chance that it can be drawn. But the other opportunity is to get cross-party consensus to actually just bypass this random ballot process and get parties to acknowledge that this kind of activity has no place in Aotearoa. Unfortunately, though, as we know, the right-wing parties, and I would include Labour in this case, in that lot, have not been supportive. Teanau has engaged, with now former Minister Nash, regarding this issue, and he wrote to the minister actually addressing the concerns that we had and asking that the bill actually could be put forward and skip the ballot. So just to continue, we wanted to also affirm that social license must exist for activities occurring in Aotearoa, and a lack of trust between those concerned with ongoing launches and operators seeking to justify their activity pervades the public discourse. And we consider it the job of the state to resolve this situation. That is why it is important to specifically clarify in legislation that space activities must exclusively serve peaceful ends. Many of you here would have participated in the recent policy review of the Outer Space Act, and by that I mean our internal party policy. We consider that the review has, and the government policy, we consider that review has fallen woefully short of the mark. Where is the commitment to peace in space? We are in Aotearoa and Māori are tangata whenua. Where is the commitment to Te Tiriti o Waitangi? How does aligning ourselves with the US military positions us in relationship to the Pacific, where we often talk about close ties regionally and the long shared history, where there is also growing tension between China and the US. This review and the legislation, the Outer Space Act, does none of this and doesn't acknowledge the Te Tiriti o Waitangi either. We're also very conscious of the impact successive rocket launches have on the whenua and moana of Mahia, and I want to acknowledge the whānau out in Mahia who have raised the alarm about what has been happening on their ancestral land. Kia kaha kia maia. When the Greens visited Mahia, the whānau told us about the absence of local birds in Kai Moana, and we continue to support the calls from whānau for independent cultural environmental impact assessments. So just want to send a message of solidarity and a big thanks to all of you for braving out this very, very harsh winter night to come with a message of peace, for a message of environmental protection, and a message of solidarity as well as somebody who's tangata tiriti and in a very complicated way an agent of the Crown by virtue of the role that I hold, of the need for the Crown to uphold Te Tiriti o Waitangi. So thank you for the opportunity to pass on this message from Teanau and for the mahi that you do. Thank you.
Please sing along, everyone. It's Ngā iwi e.